coming to you live from the internet. It is some Link to the Past randomizer league action here tonight. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the booth by my good buddy Jawsome Sauce. Jaws, how are you?
Good morning, good evening, good day. I'm doing great. How are you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing fantastic. We've got a good race for you here tonight in week 3 of the league. Casual boots here between greycorvid of Tipsy, Tavern, Toasters and DapperWormMan of your old team, Amish Paradise. So what do we have looking for us here today? How have these teams been doing so far?
So Amish Paradise has a 3-1 start. Dapper himself is 2-0 for the first 2 weeks there. And Tipsy, Tavern, Toasters with greycorvid here, starting out 1-3 with Grey at 1-1. So Tipsy, Tavern, Toasters ready to get back on track here, hoping for a win against Amish Paradise to bring the Turtle Rock division a little closer.
We've got Zero Nix, who is one of DapperWormMan's teammates on Amish Paradise, who's clicking the buttons behind the scene. And thanks again to Kaysden, who has set up the restream for us here. Got casual boots. We got a standard start here coming at you in just a minute. Apologies for the delay. We had some technical difficulties on the back end, but we should be underway here in just over a minute.
So casual boots. So let's talk about the mode while we have a minute here. So what are we gonna expect here?
So we got a standard start. You get a guaranteed sword. Once you get to the uncle, you get to dash right away, which is good. So the nice thing about having the boots early on, besides the whole running thing, is that they don't need to worry about finding bombs in escape. So probably not a ton of farming going on. They'll open the chests if they find the bomb. If they find the bombs, they get them. They don't. And we'll go from there. But otherwise, it's 7-7 and defeat Ganon. Need 7 crystals to open Ganon's tower and defeat Ganon. And yeah, nice to have the sword right off the top. This is the first kind of like normal mode that we have in the league before. Yeah, this is the most normal mode we've had so far, is my point.
You're right, and it's definitely going to get crazier as the weeks go on. So enjoy this ride today. It's going to be kind of a fast one sometimes because you have those boots to start out with. It kind of optimizes the game a little bit, but you never know. It could still be a long one with a pedestal pull. We could get, an Agaseed. Who knows what's going to happen here?
Hey, and I always worry about Agaseeds in these because you're starting with the sword. One of the things that you need to get through Aga, and we are off. This is the only text box. That's not exactly true, I think, but it is there. There's probably some other ones. Ooh, we get a fire rod right away. Even faster escape. That's my favorite thing about casual boots is that the game thinks that you have the sword, even though you can't swing it until after you get by Uncle. So you can just run headlong through the bushes there in the beginning. And it's a lot of fun. There are some bombs, though. So got those for Kakariko. Very nice.
Looks like there's going to be some bombs in the guards if they need some extra ones, too.
Yeah, don't know why they would, but we got it. So Fire Rod is going to make the ball and chain guard in particular a lot easier to deal with. So that's nice.
What's really great about this mode is, it's predictable in the first part with the escape, so you can practice optimizing the escape, what equipment you're going to have, getting the Fire Rod's a little bonus. Ooh, a flute. It's
really nice
to start out.
Yeah, really nice find. 2 unique items already in the escape sequence. Very nice openings, NMG style for both of our runners so far, at least in that room. There are a couple differences here with the boots, but otherwise, if you know your NMG, you can do your escape pretty quickly. Boots generally save around 30 seconds in escape, so you'll see a time around 5:30 generally if you're on your if everything's working for you.
Now with that flute, it's going to be exciting to see how they're going to route things, because being able to get around and do some errands, essentially, checking the desert or doing some other spots with the flute early can really set things apart. So it'll be really interesting to see that speed boost they're going to get from both the boots and the flute.
Yeah, could be in for a quick one here, which is nice to see DapperWormMan using that fire rod. The hammer already, wow. 3 trackable items in the escape sequence already. That is pretty good, I gotta say. So we'll see if we get, with that flute, we'll see if we get a mirror or a hook shot, either of which might send our runners up towards Death Mountain earlier than otherwise, maybe even before South Shore. You mentioned desert. I like taking that flute, and if I don't have anywhere else to go, I like to flute over and go to Desert Ledge and check Agina right off the bat with an early flute, just to get it out of the way, and then kind of swing over to Dam from there. So we'll see which way our runners tend to go.
Another thing with casual boots, you've got the boots, so we're going to see bonk rocks get open up right away. And one of the questions will be, are they going to check lumberjack? Like Tyler, like you said, you've got a piece of the puzzle already for Aga. It might sometimes be worth checking lumberjack to see if Aga's going to be required right away.
Yeah, especially since you already have to transition up a screen to go do bonk rocks anyway. Lumberjack is right there. It's pretty free of a check. It doesn't get much more free than in casual boots. So I would imagine one of our runners will do that. From chat, is greycorvid's character meant to be Bob Ross? I believe that, in fact, it is. Hopefully he won't bonk into any happy little trees.
But even bonking by mistake, there's no mistakes. Just happy little accidents.
There you go.
Happy little bonks.
Those that I don't know about you, that is the full extent of my Bob Ross commentary. We've done all of the jokes now.
Well, good news for everybody. I am a huge Bob Ross fan, and I could add a lot more as we go. So don't worry.
Sweet. Okay, good. There's our map and some pieces of heart in the back of Escape. So it looks like Gray was able to make up a little bit of time there. He had kind of fallen a little bit behind DapperWormMan there a little bit. But, obviously a hugely insurmountable lead at this point. Race is basically over, right? At this point?
It always feels that way when you're a little bit behind. If you think you're behind an Escape, but already. But we're going to see an item here, though.
Yeah. Very, very quick 5-12 escape from DapperWormMan. That's really, really excellent. That's the power of that fire rod, being able to cut out that much time just immediately from the ball and chain fire fight. So Gray about 20 seconds behind. With some nice money there in bonk rocks. We have 2 regular crystals at Eastern and a red crystal at Hera. So 3 crystals in the light world. You love to see it.
Dapper's going to give us a look at the lumberjack. You also get some good value being able to get a tree pole or 2 even. You get a bush crab here, just arrows. So we get a lot of money here early on, which is good.
With 3 bombs already, there's the OK boomerang there up on the lumberjack ledge. We will not be seeing that again, but I put it in chat for you. With the money and the bombs, I don't know that I would be spending all this time doing the bush crab and tree poles or whatnot. You got the money. You got even more money right there. I'd say just go for it at this point. But that's fine. Not a big deal.
It can be worth the information, too, if you're in a pinch. Oh, there's a lamp.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice lamp there. We got Zora money already, which is nice to find early on. And let's hope both of our runners remember to activate their flutes. Always embarrassing if you find the flute early and forget to do that. So think flute thoughts for both of our runners. They remember to activate those as they go.
And with the extra money that's in Blind's Hut and in the well, looks like the runners won't have to worry about paying for anything. As we get a Moon Pearl, it's going to go good with that money if Dapper wants to do a fake flipper later.
Yeah, and there was the green 20, which means that is what Saha puts in place of the boots. So that's not where the boots would have been logically or anything like that, but it puts a green 20 in the pool instead of the boots. So there's that for you. Nice rod.
And Tyler, as you said, we joked around about the insurmountable lead that that Dapper has. Really early on, they're doing a lot of checks. The real game hasn't started yet, where routing is going to matter tremendously. The different items, the different areas they go for, the priorities. So right now it doesn't really matter this little bit of lead here. We got a lot of race happening.
All right, Dapper successfully activates his flute. And so does Gray. Excellent. So, no embarrassing failures to activate the flute today. Both of our runners get that done.
So Kakariko in this early opening, it's pretty, muscle memory for most runners at this point in their experience. What do you think they're thinking about right now as they go through Kakariko?
Well, you're looking for something that is going to bring you anywhere other than South Shore, right? Probably, like I said earlier, the hook shot or the mirror being the most obvious things that would drag you somewhere. Maybe a bow that might bring you over to Eastern first. So we'll see if it looks like, we're going to pop over and check the race game with the flute. That's a book, though, and we get Dapper dodging that duck. Want to go get that book. That is one of the things. Desert Palace now full clearable if you really want to. That might push me over. Not even with the book. It was the book you need to get in there. So that might push me over and to do desert right away. I'm not gonna, especially since we have the fire rod. Makes doing landmo good and not terrible with just the fighter sword or the hammer or anything.
No,
we need gloves.
Can't do it. Yeah.
We need gloves. I always forget about the dang gloves to do that. Every time.
I still think that is a potentially good play to go for, though, because you do have some stuff to do, and you can leave ammo for later. So, being able to get inside and get those, look for maybe 2 items inside desert seems worth it.
Yeah, Dapper fluting directly to thought about going to 6. Perhaps did the same thing that I did. Remembered that he needed the gloves, and instead goes straight to Ice Rod Cave and sets up a water walk. Kind of be doing South Shore in a bit of a backwards direction here. Gray doing the more conventional play of going straight to 7 and the dam. But Dapper is going straight to Zora with all that money.
And part of this is, being a former member of Amish Paradise myself and talking with the team, water walking early, Zora checks, especially Hobo. They've seen people get burned by Hobo lately. So Dapper, this makes sense. We've talked about this as a group. So I'm not shocked to see him do this early even.
One of my teammates, Arusta, unfortunately just lost his race a little earlier tonight because he got... They had the flippers early, but he got Moon Pearl here at Hobo, and it's like, all right, I don't have Zora money, let's go. And then, of course, the Cane of Samaria was at Waterfall, and that was it. So, skipping those early locations always is a little bit tricky there. So I understand wanting to get some of these out of the way early when you can get them.
Also, there is an advantage if you have the flute already. You don't want to be too behind on finding the flute or the boots. In this case, you have the boots. But since Dapper has the boots, Gray takes a death there, unfortunately. But when you have the flute, if you have your speed items, you can take a little bit more risks sometimes because you're not going to fall behind by finding a speed item last.
Good call. That's a good point. We see just a bug net on the Zora ledge. Zora himself has a full heart. So not the worst return that you can get for your Zora money, but not what you were hoping for either. Rushing that quickly.
Gray's going to give Mini Moldarm Cave another go, which makes perfect sense. That's 5 items. You got to go there.
Yeah, not screwing around with the sword this time. Gonna use the bombs and the fire rod, take care of these guys. Gotta love it when the mini Moldarms freak out like that. And by gotta love it, I mean be annoyed. Ooh, a mirror.
And I think, even with the death there, Gray's not in too bad of a situation if he doesn't go do the water checks right now. Because Dapper did those water checks. It's kind of a waste of time, essentially, what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
Where Gray can take advantage of that.
But I think Gray is going to do them, though. He's Flutinate. He's at least doing Ice Rod Cave. You've got the money. It's a totally defensible decision to do them right away. But unfortunately, going to give some time back that he had an opportunity to get. Unfortunately, not going to work out for him today.
So this makes a lot of space on the mountain. So I would bet you would see Dapper go to the mountain with that mirror and the hammer, being able to flute up there. That seems more enticing than just going to desert where you can't clear mold.
Yep, and Gray skips the water checks after we were talking about that. Flutes directly up the mountain, and makes up a little bit of time. Hopefully hopefully with that mirror, perhaps thinking, maybe I can go to Catfish and loop in the Zora area checks that way now that he has the mirror. So every once in a while, not even every once in a while, a lot of times these seeds come down to not who finds the items, but who finds which items in which order. All right, finding that mirror there before doing the Zora checks ends up working pretty well for Gray, gives him that little bit more flexibility in routing in those Zora checks a little bit later.
And I think one big pull is the fact that Tower of Hera is clearable in a crystal, red crystal. So if you just want to follow the crystals, and plus being able to do Paradox Cave and Spiral Cave, that side of the mountain, that's very enticing instead of doing some extra checks.
Oh, and Dapper. Dapper's buying bombs. That's gonna feel bad when he sees the 10-pack of Uncle Bombs on the on Spec Rock.
I think he's also going to take this time to do Magic Bat too, I hope. Because that's since he got powder in the flooded chest.
Yep. So there is a pendant at Skull and Thieves, and a green pendant at TR, and a red crystal at Ice. We had an early Ice Rod, so the classic TR pendant play happening. Oh, but he doesn't have any magic. Yeah, there's no magic for him right around there. It's unfortunate for Dapper.
Yeah, the shovel.
Oh boy, can you dig it?
Can't dig it yet. We need a Master Sword first.
We do.
And unless we see a hook shot, we're gonna see a classic Tower of Hera. Just a small key there. No hook shot today for Tower of Hera pots for Gray.
Well, there's one check left. No Harapot for Gray today. He mirrors out, probably just to get the fire out of the way there. But we are headed down to do the basement. This is the right call here by easily, I would say. You know, you've got the fire, you've got the mirror. Just full clear this now while you're here and deal with it later, and deal with the time loss there. Although I could see an argument for going over and since you've got the hammer here, it's like, all right, I got one item and the small key on the first floor of Hera. Let's go over and do Spiral and Hookshot Cave, or sorry, Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave. Maybe I'll get the Hookshot, then I can come back in Harapot. Could see that. Some slick boomeranging there by Dapper. Neither of our runners taking that approach. Just going to do this the vanilla way.
They just must not like coffee. They don't need a break for the coffee break. Well, there we go. Dapper changes his mind and gets a little break.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little late in the evening for coffee. I don't know. All right, there's item number 2. Gray, you don't need to do this.
Showing off the bomb jump now.
Yeah.
Instead of having to get an item.
But you know it's the map because we had both items. Oh well, that's okay.
That was an excellent bomb jump, though.
It was good.
So just looking at options, you know, the best thing to do when you're running is to be thinking what you're going to do next. So if we think about maybe what the runners are going to do next while Gray takes on Moldorm here, we've got the Paradox Cave and Spiral Cave. We've got some desert checks. There's still Magic Bat open. And Saha's Closet, maybe even Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I don't think I'm running to Magic Bat yet. We're a glove away from Dark World access. I think the play here is you go to definitely you're obviously going and doing Spiral Cave and Paradox first. You know, I still might go to Desert even without the glove with that early book. I'd be awfully tempted.
Ooh, Dapper falls into the hole trying to do a little swag strat. Well, it's tough. You got to line up just right to get through there. I don't know if it's worth the time save all the time. I skip it, but that's because I fall every time. I call those pride saves too, where I just feel better not falling.
Yeah. All right. Trash looked like 5 rupees there up on the floating island. So back that. Gray is going to take a long road to a single chest here. Da, 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 da. There's your glove. All right. Desert the next play now, I think.
You also have the Dark World access now, so
that's true.
A lot of options now.
But with Thieves Town and Skull Woods both being pendants, you know, like I'd be awfully tempted to, you know, you like being able to combo Mire and Desert, but maybe I'd go to Hype Cave now, do the Dark World from that way.
Yeah, and with the mirror being able to do Cave 45, but I mean, we just said maybe follow the crystals is a real strategy. So Desert seems good because of the crystal follow.
Hey, yeah, always be clear of crystal dungeons. Can't hurt, you know. It probably can. I don't know.
What's fun though, you know, not to add the jinx to it, or maybe two. I don't know, for the viewer's sake. You know, Thieves Town and Skullwood's completely clearable. There's 2 pendants wide open. We're a cane away, and Titan's Mitts from Turtle Rock being clearable. So, you know, maybe a pedestal seed.
Maybe. All right, we got our Master Sword there in Paradox Cave. Gray deciding to bomb jump out.
Let's go get that shovel off of Ether Tablet.
Oh, good call. I was confused, but yeah, heads up, play by Gray, remembering that shovel is up there, knows that he's probably going to be doing the South Dark World here in some direction, one way or another. So gonna go get that shovel. We'll be able to combo that in with K45 and Stumpy. Good job remembering about that shovel here by Gray. I would be surprised if Gray then is going to flute right to Hype Cave here, make that play. Dapper saving and quitting is not going to pick up that shovel. But instead we're going to Desert. There's your Cane of Samaria. Oh, boy. Anybody want a pedestal? Anybody? Hook on ped, anyone? Oh, Dapper's going, remembered about the shovel, going back up, yeah.
Hook, flippers,
Could be flippers
bow,
on pad, yeah.
a quake, any medallion.
Any medallion that isn't, isn't needed for Turtle Rock yet, so.
But Desert is the only crystal that's clearable, so it makes sense to go here.
Yeah, I think it's
that
fine.
will really decide if you got to go to the pendants or not.
Plus the knowledge now, now that we've seen it, right? He gets the knowledge of that Cane of Samaria, which is gonna be nice. We'll see what Dapper does, whether he follows Gray into Desert, and he is going to. So he is gonna get that knowledge of the Cane of Samaria there as well. And not just knowledge, get the actual cane once we get to that part of the dungeon.
It does feel really good to find the cane early, knowing that you're going to have to do a Crystal Ice Palace and a Crystal Swamp Palace, just to be able to knock those. The Icebreaker.
Do some shenanigans.
Do the fun stuff.
Speaking of someone who lost a race after screwing up Bomb Diver Down the other day, yeah, absolutely. Get that cane. And we got both canes now. Cane Palace. And there is our second item, a full heart container in the big chest. Gray gonna go grab that Cane of Samaria. And presumably take down Landmo here. You know that it doesn't have an item, so if you wanted to, you could leave it until you do if you really wanted to. With the fire rod, I don't know that there's any reason to do that necessarily. And he is not gonna. He's just gonna clean it up right now. Makes sense.
So again, the question becomes, what do we do next here?
Well, now I think we're headed into the Dark World, right? I think I do start from Hype Cave in this instance, since neither Thieves Town nor Skull Woods is a crystal. I think I'm gonna start from Hype Cave and do the Southern Dark World checks over to the left there. And then kind of hopefully we get a bow in Hype Cave or something like that, and then you can bail and head over to Pod and Eastern instead. That's what I would do. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Hype Cave and clearing the south first. I think actually, personally, I would fly over and check Saha's Closet, which seems out of the way because you think you want to come back for that. But those Sphere 1, those early checks, I just hate leaving out there, even though it's not optimal in the route.
Yeah, I hear that. I probably wouldn't do that, but then I would probably last location a bow there. So,
I mean, we're at least going to see Agina after this, I assume.
Presumably, yeah.
Another early check that often gets left.
Great fight there, fire rod fight on Landmo there by Gray.
And I mean, we're in this crossroads here where this could be a jet seed. or this could be a ped seed or some mix, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
checking some of these early checks just to see if you can avoid going into a pendant dungeon entirely. Like, because a bow sets off 2 crystal dungeons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just like it gives you all this stuff early on. It's like, all right, what am I gonna have to dig for in like Sphere 9 or something like that? Which medallion am I gonna have to hunt for? Like that's always the worry. Just 5 rupees on Gina. We'll see where Gray is going to go with his save and quit. Another excellent Landmo fight. 2-0 cycles Landmo. You love to see it. Gray saving and quitting to Link's house. He is going to head over into Hype Cave. Dapper tries to catch the crystal. Misses it. But then we'll get it on the rebound.
Luckily, the crystals bounce.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. It'd be bad if they shattered and then the princess inside died and then the game is just over and you lose. Imagine that. Would be a bad video game.
All right, how hype is Hype Cave today? Let's see. There's a lot of options out there still.
Tempered Sword. Ether Medallion. Tempered Sword, Ether Medallion, pretty good. Nothing that's going to move you in a different direction, but...
I'll check maybe Bombo's tablet, or take the low ride route. Yep. Oh, yep.
Yeah, Bombo's tablet first. Makes sense. Clear
I like
these.
this.
Yeah, clear it out. You're right here. Maybe this is the flippers, you know?
Yeah, like
Well,
you normally
you wouldn't want to go into swamp without hook anyway, but good call doing this right now.
Yeah, and you normally clear this with Swamp Palace, and you're not coming back to Swamp Palace for a long time. The bottle's nice though; it's helpful.
Yeah, especially as we are potentially headed back into the Kakarika village area. Can go visit Sick Kid.
So we'll have to wait and see on how hype the Hype Cave is, based on if that Ether medallion means anything for us.
Yep. So what's our next progression? Are we looking at the bow, the mitts? Those two feel like are the obvious culprits here. That could be our next pieces of progression. I'm sure Gray didn't mean to do that, but good to do these checks in the opposite direction here.
So just if you're just joining us, so far, it looks like they're about even, but the big difference is DapperWormMan has done all of the Zora checks. That's the big difference. Gray hasn't done any water checks yet. So that Gray took a couple early deaths, which is kind of where the time difference is. But if he never has to go to those slipper checks, if this is kind of a jet seed.
And those and by the way, those flipper checks did come up completely empty. Nothing of value up there at all. So. I imagine we're going to see a mirror here after Dig Game. Run up, visit Sick Kid, maybe do Magic Bat, and then head into the Dark Worlds and check out the Village of Outcasts area. That would be my guess here as to what's coming next. I think it would be pretty odd if they decided to do anything else. That seems like the obvious next play.
Yeah, I agree though. They're going to go to the village anyway. That's really the only place to go.
Well, we've gotten all 4 300 rupee drops.
That's funny. I've never noticed you could still dig outside of that area. I've never had that.
You can use the shovel to dig wherever you want. It's a shovel. Someone has never run out of arrows in Ganon's Tower before the mimics. So, clearly.
I meant when the old man gives you his shovel to use. I didn't know you could use it outside of that.
I still think the dig game should be free if you have the shovel, but,
Bring your own shovel.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least get a discount, right? Come on, man.
Costs more. It's like bottle service, but shovel service.
Quick swap is a skill, everybody. Well, speaking of bottle service, we just got that from the bat.
So, like, I mean, you know, with Dapper not being able to visit the magic bat last time because he didn't have magic, that Bombos, you know, is important probably in the game, but not, you know, no big deal there. Just a little bit of time loss.
Well, the Bombos was from Sick Kid.
Right, because Magic Bat gave a fairy in a bottle, so he would have been able to go right to Sick Kid there and already have.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So not a big deal. Kind of have to come down here twice, but meh.
Yeah, the item didn't change things. Like if that had been mitts or hook shot,
mitts or something, or the hook shot. Yeah, no, I gotcha. All right, Jaws, you and I are big early Skull Woods guys. Do you do early Skull Woods here?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, for me personally, but that's we are all about Skull Woods.
I sort of disagree here. I think you do Thieves Town first, because you came at it from the south, right? So you do the Village of Outcasts area first, and then you dip into Skull Woods, which, you know, you're still doing it early. But if this way you can, especially if you're gray and you haven't been up and done the flippers checks yet, right? So you come down here, you have a whole now loop set up for you. You can check out the Village of Outcast stuff, do at least the first 4 in Thieves Town. You can check Skull Woods if you want to. Whiff on the bomb there. Then head across. You can hit Graveyard Ledge. You can hit King's Tomb. You can check out Bumper Ledge. You can kern jump over towards Catfish, and then Gray can mirror and do the Zoro checks if he so chooses. Presumably, hopefully we'll find the mitts somewhere in there. But that would be a nice flow there for Gray.
And what's great is right now we get to improve this theory between our two sides here, which is great because this is exactly what's happening.
Yep, Dapper finds the key in the first chest in the front. We'll continue on. There's one item. It's just bombs.
Another advantage here before you go to Thieves Town is if Dapper's going to get to check the pedestal. And so he will know if he has to clear Thieves Town or not.
That is a good call. I hadn't considered that. You know, it's not like it's difficult to get back to Thieves Town if you need to. But that is a good point. And that is something that's going to push Dapper towards completing Skull Woods no matter what. Because you will be able to check the pedestal there. But you do have to go all the way back to Moth to do it anyway. There's a question in chat. How likely do you think the legendary Go Mode mitts might be here? Totally possible. We find that we're still missing a couple things. We need a bow. We need a hook shot. We need the flippers. We need the mitts. So, you know, but totally possible.
And we could still, you know, things are fast, but we could have a ridiculous seed where like the bow is inside pod, you know, or like, you need to go in there to get the item. You need to clear it.
A locked bow, perhaps. Gray is going to go ahead and head towards the back. I don't think there was many items in the front. So I think I saw a map. We saw the small key. We saw the big key. So only 3 items in the front of Thieves Town. Makes sense to just go ahead and clear it. There are flippers, our second item in the back of Skull Woods. Early Skull Woods, everybody. And get your ped check ready. Here it comes. Oh, all that hype. 3 crystals or 3 pendants open super early. Just 300 rupees there. Or 100 rupees. Could be 100 rupees.
So Moth will be left to rule their domain for another time. So we don't need them today.
Oh, there's our 3rd medallion. Great, pulling out that powder, which is a good idea. Only on half a heart, but does have a fairy. There it is. Thanks, Magic Bat. Yeah, so just hook, bow, and mitts here at the in the 38th minute Now, this is true. We'll see if there's anything in the back of Thieves Town. This could be really big, because Dapper knows that pet isn't required. So Gray is going to be incentivized to a full clear of Thieves Town here. We'll see if Dapper does the same thing, knowing that there's not much in the back, or not much in the front there. We are going to have an item in the big chest, I believe. Or at least there could be one. So yeah, big moment of truth coming up for DapperWormMan. Will he decide to bail out of the front of Thieves Town after finding only a single item in the front, despite the fact that he knows the pet will not be required?
So I think because Dapper has already done Skullwoods, he's more inclined to stick with this because the other options are, Eastern and Pod without a bow, and then a couple scattered things like the Pyramid. And Graveyard Ledge and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think seeing that, he'd probably want to clear.
We have still not checked Saha's closet. Nobody has been over to the Eastern Pod area at all. Gray finishing off blind with that Cane of Burna. You see Dapper double clutch there on the chest. I probably, if that had been an item, he would have mirrored out. But it's not. He's going to the back. So no harm, no foul here for Gray.
Yeah, it makes sense here. And if Quake turns out to be the money machine with Mr. Meyer, everybody's gonna be happy they put there.
The money machine.
I don't know, that's just what I came up with that time.
Gray does not care about Skull Woods, unfortunately for him. Gonna potentially be missing out on those flippers for quite a while. So that's gonna be big. Early Skull Woods, guys, just do it. You gotta wonder if that's if he bailed out of not doing Skull because he just like full cleared an empty pendant Thieves Town, which would be unfortunate. So he will have to find his way back there to get those slippers in the bridge chest in the back of Skullwoods. It's not even in the front.
And there's a chance a lot of players don't go that far in Skullwoods, but having done Thieves Town already, it's stronger argument to go to the back. So when Gray eventually goes there, I imagine he's going to go all the way back there.
I would say so. Like,
gotta check pedestal too.
Well, that's the thing, right? He's already got one pendant, right? He knows that he's myths away from being able to clear. Is he heading back there? He's heading back. Okay, that's really interesting. The other 5/6 crystal is Ice Palace. So he's hoping to save and quit from the back of Skullwoods. Maybe not confident about his Kern jump. All right, so this is good for Gray. Not gonna hurt him. So as we see our runners reset here and retrace each other's steps here a little bit, let's reset. This is week 3 of the ALTTPR Open League Season 4 casual boots race between greycorvid on the left side of your screen representing the Tipsy Tavern Toasters and DapperWormMan on the right-hand side of your screen representing Amish Paradise. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the booth with Jawsome Sauce and Zero Nix behind the scenes, pushing buttons. Kazan running the restream here today. Jaws, it's just a pleasure to be doing comms with you, my friend.
Yeah, right back at you. I was gonna say, it's okay, and try to make a joke, but we'll just not make.
Yeah,
joke.
no, it's good. It's good. Things are good. Good. It's okay for things to be good. Lean into the earnestness. That's what I
right.
say.
This race has been fun. Early checks had tons of stuff. We had flute and fire rod and hammer in escape. We're all over the place now. We're looking for something to give us a crystal. We need a bow. We need mitts. Basically, that's it, right? Mitts and bow.
Or hook.
And a hook shot, right?
And
hook shot for
shot.
Swamp Palace, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't have a hook shot.
So, oh man, what's the word? Like this? Is this a vanilla hook? French vanilla hook shot. That'd be the worst. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I mean, the chances now are increasing that there's a bow in Eastern or pod, and there's a hook shot in Swamp. We're just gonna play vanilla for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to recap, kind of what we have open, as we see that just some rupees on the pedestal still.
No, don't flute away, Gray. No. No. The flippers are right there. How do you? I disagree. I disagree with that play. I don't see how you make that decision. You go way back there, just check the cabinet, and then you don't go in and check the one chest there at least. Feels bad.
Gray's going to give us a look at Saha's closet on his way to pod. I mean, it's going to be tough to go back to that spot. That's going to be a last location, almost guaranteed, I think. But
yeah, I mean, like, of the things that we're still missing, right? Flippers being back there, not the worst, right? Because flippers will lock out the entirety of Swamp Palace, right? They logically lock out the entirety of Ice Palace, 2 of your crystal dungeons. So if you pay attention to that, you're going to know he'll get funneled back there before too long, right?
Unless it's the mitts. If he gets the mitts, Turtle Rock has been open forever.
That's the bad thing though, right? If you find the mitts, then you get sucked into TR. But hey, maybe hook shots in TR. You don't know. They get sword number 4 from Catfish. Gray missing Kiki. If you mirror over to Saha's closet, gotta give a second to kind of delay, as while you have iframes, Kiki can't see you. So. If mitts are in here, right, and that's our next progression. Other than the bow, if bow is over here, fine, whatever. That's great, but then Gray's really gotta hope that hook shot is in TR, or up on Dark Death Mountain.
I mean, how fun would a green pendant hook shot be?
Oh, rude. That's what that would be. It would be rude, but fun for us. Fun for chat, which is, what we do this for.
I'm really interested to see what Mr. Meyer needs, because I would love to see Quake be required, because that was in Thieves Town, since we'd have 2 pendant dungeons required, and then, like you said, maybe some hook or something's in, maybe hook is in Turtle Rock, and making it all dungeons anyway.
Oops. Nice Kiki dash there from Dapper. Gray showing us a potion camera unlock here. Drink that potion while you're moving left in the previous room, and then the camera screws up here, and you can scroll the mimics off screen. When the mimics are off screen, they're dead, and you can go through the next room. So will we get at the elusive locked bow here? No, not today. But 2 keys over here does do something with pod logic that, frankly, I don't remember. I believe it means that the back bow locked now. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I wish I did. I feel very silly. I shouldn't have even brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that matters when there's more items around. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much because
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
I'm just looking for those couple things. There's not gonna be a lot of decisions made on what comes next. They've already been in two pendant dungeons, and they already have to rock fully open as soon as they get the mitts.
Yep.
If we wanted to talk about pod logic, we'd probably need the whole race just to talk about it.
There are 4 keys in the front. The big chest and the 4 keys in the front, and their big chest and helmet are locked behind all 6 keys.
We need a really big whiteboard and some visual aids.
Yep. There are at least 4 keys in the front. Yes, thank you, Zero.
There are some ways to track it. I like to use it where, like, did I get 2 items in the front? Or did, how many non-small keys did I get? And then, like, here, if you come out, you've done everything else, and you got 3 keys coming out of the basement, then you can do a harmless hallway. So it's kind of tracking that way. But any other mode, that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Know the logic a lot better.
Not like last week with Fad Keys, where you got to know your pod logic. Dapper doing the rare non-key sanity hammer yump there.
This is a good play with this way. If you can do the hammer yump pretty regularly, you've already got the big key. It's on the way. You're not backtracking as much. It's even better when you don't have the mirror.
If you don't have the mirror, totally do that first for sure.
But it's definitely something. If you got to feel comfortable with the hammer yump, otherwise you're just it's not gonna make any time up for you.
Nice high 5 there for our runners.
Still nothing here yet.
I believe there is an item on Helma. So we've got the map and the compass here.
So we're gonna see probably Eastern next.
Yeah, I would think so.
And then we still haven't seen Pyramid Ledge and Spike Cave, I think, are all that's open besides Eastern.
Yes. We could fake flare. Let's see. Dapper's got ice in logic. I guess, ice is in logic. Gray doesn't know it.
You need the mitts still for that, though.
Oh, that's the gloves.
You and your
today.
mitts, man.
The gloves are killing me today.
It's because they're a passive item, and they're really hard to remember passive items.
It's true.
Also, I think the last thing you do is you finish the game, right? And so the last time you played, you had the mitts, you had everything, so it feels like you still have it.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's how that works, right?
Like if people you play 2 seeds in a row, you start trying to dash.
Seed Bleed's real.
Mm-hmm. You're like, why don't I have the 4th sword? There's one item, nothing yet.
Yep. Always feels bad to walk around here. I gotta say, this is weird. The thing that made me fall in love with Rando was watching somebody hook shot to that chest, and I was like, oh, that's cool, right? This is like, I wonder what else you can do in this game when you have items in weird spots. That was it for me.
I mean, even getting to dash through Eastern Palace, that wasn't.
Yeah.
You didn't have the boots yet. I think with casual boots, while we're waiting to see some new checks, let's see this one first here. Compass. Casual boots lets you get to play the game the way the developers intended, because you get the boots after the first dungeon in vanilla, and so you're getting it from the start, playing the real game.
And you can see that with how Desert Palace is just so big and expansive. It's the first dungeon that you do after you get the boots, so of course it is, right? And even in Eastern, there are a lot of places, there are a lot of long things you walk through there. It's like, man, I wish I could go faster. Well, here you go. Here are the boots. So you get to run around the whole time, and that's nice because we want to go fast. That's the whole point.
So after this last check here, so they're gonna get the big key off in the vanilla big key chest. Go check the big chest. If that's not a bow or mitts, or hookshot, because
Dapper's. I tell you, Dapper's headed to Swamp Palace, right?
If it's hookshot, yeah.
No, he might. I mean, might be anything else. Like,
oh, I see. Check for vanilla hookshot. Yeah. I mean, the only other option would be it's Spike Cave or Pyramid Ledge. So
Pyramid Ledge. Gray did Cave 45 and Graveyard Ledge. So there's Spike Cave. Gray hasn't done Catfish yet either, or any of the Zora checks. So those might be his next moves. And he is walking out of Pod. So this is going to be Pyramid Ledge up to Catfish and Zora, I assume. So I hope you enjoyed Gray having an apparent lead here, because it's going away. And as I thought, Dapper straight to Hookless Swamp Palace here, I would imagine.
I could also think it might be faster to get to Pyramid Ledge from here, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if the bow, the bow could be in here, right? Or it doesn't have to be the hook shot,
Yeah, it
or
doesn't have to be the
mitts.
hook shot.
Any of these 3 items could be in here as a required progression.
Yeah. And honestly, if there is progression in here and it's not the hook shot, that's actually pretty good news for Gray, I would say, because it means he's gonna get shunted over to the back of Skull Woods even faster. But we will have a Spike Cave open for Gray as well, as we see Pyramid Ledge coming up empty. All right, Hookless Swamp, everybody's least favorite place to be. 4 checks, maybe 5, if we find the big key.
So if this is the mitts, do you leave right away? Wow.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Yep, all right.
And so does
Dapper.
Dapper. There you go.
I mean, I guess if that was the bow, it didn't matter which one, but yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
So looks like we're gonna check I think we're gonna check Misery Mire here.
No, just do ice. Whatever. You got all 3
sure.
medallions.
Yeah, either one. I guess hook shots. If you get the hook shot in ice or something, that makes Misery Mire a little easier.
Yeah. So Dapper's definitely got the advantage, but Gray, with those mitts there in Swamp Palace, Gray is going to be. That was like the best case scenario for progression being in Swamp. All right, is the mitts. So, because Gray's gonna get funneled back to the back of Skull Woods really quickly and find those flippers. Because it's basically he's got these checks here and Cave 40 and Spike Cave, and that's it, right? I don't think he's got anything else. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to Spike Cave first, but he will be.
And if that's a bow, that's fine too, right?
That's fine too. Yeah.
You already beat through the 2 dungeons, so just go fight the bosses, and that's it. Go back to the flippers.
Yeah, and then that's it. Yeah. So like, definitely not definitely not terrible here for Gray. What if this is the hook shot? That's the best case scenario for Gray. If the hook shot is here, because then he still gets funneled over to the flippers, and then he can just full clear Swamp, right? And then maybe the bow is in the back or something.
Yeah, those mitts did open a lot of overworld checks too, though.
Yeah. Go mode mitts and go mode hammer are always the best case scenario because they just lock so much. Oh, uh-oh. Do you want to do a fetch quest, Jaws?
Oh man, I love it. Keep it going. Keep the suspense.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Did Dapper hit the switch?
I don't remember because we were looking for the.
He hit it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Zero. Oh no. Dapper's out of magic.
Still has a bottle. Did he use that bottle with magic earlier? Oh, it must have.
Yeah, to do potion glitch.
Oh, that's right. Oh, nothing on mushroom. Okay, gotta go Skull Woods then.
Oh, and that was the big key. Oh well, the big key still could be an iced tea. I think we've only seen one item in here. All right. just arrows on the mushroom. Gray's headed right back to Skull Woods. So that could have turned out really bad for Gray, but in the end, it was the way that everything else was arranged really saved his bacon here.
And Dapper's going to go back up to do iced tea, which makes sense, having only seen one item. You don't want to leave anything behind at this point.
Yeah, and then hopefully for him, this is the big key, and then the other items in the big chest. Although I guess now he's got enough magic to do free source. So all right, there we go. Gray making the sad trek back through Skull Woods. Gonna get those flippers in the bridge chest. Hopefully before he fights Mothula.
So I believe before once Gray gets the flippers, the only difference aside from Dapper being through Ice Palace, I think Dapper still has to check Pyramid Ledge and Spike Cave. I think are the only differences.
Correct.
All that work for nothing in Ice Palace, as we just get a mirror. So we have on Dapper's side, or once Gray goes to Swamp Palace to get the mitts, we've got Turtle Rock is now open and clearable. We've got Misery Mire open and clearable. We've got the Smith Chain going on. We've got a couple other overworld checks.
Gray.
Death Mountain.
Oh, he's doing hobo. I was like, Gray, you don't have the mitts. What are you doing?
As Dapper takes down Cold Stare, just for the key. So nothing Ice Palace. Could be good if Gray ends up having to do Ice Palace as a go mode dungeon. Save a little bit of time there.
Yep.
The big bomb's now open, so Dapper could take the bomb to the ferry.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah. Especially considering that he hasn't done Pyramid Ledge first. Yeah. Now, if you're Gray and you go in to Swamp and you find the mitts in the bobbable wall chest, do you keep going?
That is a great question. I think it doesn't matter. I think I'd still be leaving with that progression item regardless, hoping to come back later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you got Mire area too, which is where Dapper's headed.
Yeah, I like to go to Mire right away, even though you have all three medallions. Like just being able to pick, here in the shed or Checkerboard Cave, like just getting those real quick.
There's your hook shot. Yeah.
So we're just missing a bow now.
Bow's gonna be back a swamp, right? That'd be my guess.
Turtle Rock is still a possibility.
Oh man, it could be in TR. You're right.
I mean, there's probably a bow in Turtle Rock.
Right, but which one is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like one on Trinex and one in Gannis Tower. That'd be
there you go.
Next week's pilot spoiler week. That's when you get to know more then.
All right, so we'll see if Gray keeps going here after getting these mitts. Bow on left side swamp could be... No, that wouldn't be big at this point anymore.
Yeah, since...
What are Gray's outs at this point?
Turok is a big one.
Yeah.
And just time. I mean, Turok time, the big bomb. Dapper just doing a bunch of other stuff first.
Yeah.
Execution could definitely have an impact too. It's not.
Yeah, I think watching the two of them, I would say I think Dapper's got an edge on execution. But everybody's comes and goes for sure. We got ourselves a Godmire.
And there's some stuff like YOLO over to Smith Chain or something.
That's true. Yeah.
Being somewhere out there where Gray just finds it first.
Here's the out. Gray is going to continue on in Swamp, so this could end up being pretty big. If the bow is over here, that would be good for him. Unfortunately, we know that it's not going to be the hook shot. We just saw that in Mire Shed. Man, I don't know if I would do this. I understand the impulse, but I don't know. That's a tough call.
So we were just talking here about how, like, oh yeah, if the mitts are there, we're gonna jet out of there. Gray's taking a couple deaths. He probably feels a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Maybe he's metagaming in that sense. Like, well, Dapper's here first. He's probably left. So
he probably bails. So yeah, that's a good point. It's like, all right, last location my flippers. Dapper probably came here, got those mitts, and bailed. Right. So I need to play for. But unfortunately, what you're playing for is the hook shot to be over there, right? Like,
but
if
getting a bow is not the worst thing.
It's not the worst thing, but it doesn't feel as good as finding the hook shot over there. He'll still feel good, but depending on where that second bow is. Now, if that second bow is in GT, maybe that's a different story.
I will add too that because the hook shot's in Mire Shed, that's a natural next place to go after Swamp Palace, having just got mitts. Again, like, that's where I would have gone first. You said Ice Palace. So there's a good chance Gray will find the hook shot right after this.
Yeah.
So if the bow isn't here, he'll go beat Pod and Eastern, and then probably go look at Mire, get the hook shot there, and be able to be in go mode.
Yeah.
But again, we're making this train of thought. If the bows are here, if a bow is here, if it's not here, then
yeah. And chances are it's not. Chances are there's nothing here. So, did Gray check the compass chest?
The south one, yeah.
He did? Okay.
I believe so.
I missed that. All right. Dapper has beaten Viddy. Only got one item out of there at a maximum. And is bailing. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that play. All right. Dapper headed back over to Swamp Palace with the hook shot.
All right, let's see it.
Nope. So unfortunately, a big waste of time there for Gray. We'll see if Dapper goes left. He'll be able to dive her down even if he goes left, and even if he does decide to go left, he'll be able to dive her down where Gray couldn't.
All right, so while we wait for Dapper to get back into Swamp Palace, and Gray's going to get some refills, it looks like. Chat, what do you guys think? Where's the bow gonna be? We've got the back of Swamp Palace. We've got all of Turtle Rock, all of Dark Death Mountain. We've got the Big Bomb Ferry, Pyramid Ferry. We've got Smith Chain.
Hell, you know what? We've got Misery Mire. Dapper didn't.
That's right.
Dapper
the left side of Misery Mire.
At a maximum got one item out of Misery Mire. I think Laser Bridge.
I'm gonna guess Hookshot Cave.
Hookshot Cave is always a crowd pleaser as well.
And you get two guesses, right? Because there could be two bows.
Oh, that's true. Good call.
One you may never see, but one you do.
All right, so Gray unfortunately gonna full clear ice. Gray did mention to me earlier that he was considering just, he knew he was going to be on Restream and was like, maybe I should just clown route this whole thing. So, oh wow, Dapper is go-moding Swamp. Not doing the compass chest or the left side.
I'm good with this. I mean, this is what you would do when you need one item left for go mode when you're in Swamp anyway. You
Yeah,
know,
which we are.
I don't think we've seen a map. We know the map's on the left side. I don't think we've seen the compass yet.
I don't think so.
So, you know, it's not worth going over there for if you don't know for sure there's an item yet. Lots of arrows, but nothing to shoot them with. Maybe you could just throw the arrows at Armos.
It's worth a shot. It's not worth a shot. Don't do that. It won't work.
That's the next version of Rando coming next year. No.
Yeah.
You can throw items. So if nothing's here on Argus, wow, name escaped me. The eye guy. If nothing's here on Argus,
not even the eye guy, he's the Puff guy.
That's right, Puff.
TR, right?
So well,
with that big key,
he's gonna go back in.
He's gonna go back in. Yeah.
Yeah, so chat says you get to throw the boomerang in the new version of throwing items rando. That's right.
Exactly. Makes my favorite item in the game even better.
I hate the boomerang. You keep throwing it, and it just somehow finds its way back every time. We're just trying to get rid of it. So it looks like Big Bomb's coming up next, which I think that's good.
Oh yeah, that's the clear next play here. You're right here. It's never going to get faster. I think TR after this.
And Dapper still hasn't seen the pyramid ledge, so this is a three check.
Yeah, a 3-4, 3-for.
Plus he's got an empty bottle. He's gonna get a bottle fill.
Hey now,
something.
Efficiency.
Who doesn't love a good pendant TR? I mean, there's still like green. Like, what's the worst is, or the most fun, I guess, not even worse, is green pendant Saha turn in for bow, right?
Heck yeah. Let's see it. We got all night. Let's go. Where is that bow? It's not there. Just a whole lot of love from Pyramid Fairy.
He didn't want to throw his bottle in.
Nope.
So I was, proven wrong again. Both of these runners, nobody going to Mire right away. Gray went to Ice before checking Mire, so no hook shot for this run, or for this Ice Palace.
And Dapper is indeed headed over to TR and Dark Death Mountain. This is by far the densest area he has left.
Yeah, it's either this or the Smith chain. That's
yeah, and this is, this is 11 items here, up here, plus a 12th with the green pendant. So.
So yeah, still standing by Hookshot Cave, and the green pendant, which we probably won't ever see, but we could just imagine it's there.
Yeah, head cannon.
Or the post Moldorm 2 chest is always good for a silvers.
Always good for a laugh. Yeah. Nice cold stare fight there by Gray. Putting that gold sword to good use. There's crystal number 3 for Gray.
It's not in Super Bunny.
Well, Hookshot Cave is next.
I mean, we're hoping for, we need it in Smith Chain for Gray, and we need Gray to go to Smith Chain first, to kind of have a little bit of a shot.
Did Dapper get all the items in Swamp Palace? No, he did not. There is an item in the big chest, I believe. And Dapper did not check the compass chest either. Hookshot is right here in Mire Shed, which I'm sure Gray will feel great about. Bombos for both. So TR for the Thieves Town coming up completely empty.
Sick kid hiding the secret medallion all day.
Yep. All right,
I'm a fan of getting that fairy. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
It's right there. Dapper into TR.
So I was wrong about Hookshot Cave. Nothing there.
Gray is headed back into Mire. Gonna set up Spooky now. Got an early big key in TR in the compass chest. Gray was trying to freeze the bird. I appreciate that.
So keep in mind that both Ice Rod and Fire Rod were really early in the game, and Kane was on Desert Ledge, accessible really early in the game. All from Kakariko, basically unlocking TR except for the mitts.
Yeah, except for the mitts. Yeah.
I mean, it feels pretty strong.
Yeah, I have to think. You know, it feels likely. It feels like TR is the answer here, considering everything that you just said. Now, you know, the game has trolled us and about that before, right? But it definitely feels like something is going on here. Everything was screaming Turtle Rock, so. But of course, we also I want to bring up again the fact that Dapper did not full clear Mire. Got at most one item here. I did not see what was in the spike chest, but the big key was right there, and there was a key on Vidi. So we'll see if Gray also just missing the bow at this point. If the bow is here in Mire, that switches everything. And he is going to keep going.
Presuming there's not a second bow in Turtle Rock.
That's true. Presuming there's not a second bow in TR. But it has the potential to switch everything. There it is.
The bow.
There's the bow at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 40 some odd seconds. greycorvid is our first runner into go mode. There are 2 bows in the pool. It's progressive bows. What a reversal. How did Dapper miss that? Dapper saw it was a Godmire and went for it. Which, you know, a defensible decision, I think. Turned out to be wrong, but I think a defensible one.
So Dapper basically has until Gray finishes Vidi here to hopefully find a bow on Laser Bridge or Trinex to still have that lead. Actually, until Gray finishes Swamp Palace. So there's a Swamp Palace.
Yep.
Deficit here. That's still a lot of time, but Gray's gonna get a big push here now with that bow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Archmason in chat bringing up one of my favorite rando truisms is that there are plays can be good and plays can be right, and they are not the same thing. You can make good plays that are wrong, and you can make bad plays that are right. So absolutely the case. Gray gonna save a little bit of time on this Vidi fight too with that bow, I think. It was pretty close though.
And the deficit so far is Dapper is ahead by a Swamp Palace clear.
By a Becca swamp, yeah.
Right, back a swamp. Because Gray already has seen the left side of swamp. So it's just a back clear. Still have Pod and Eastern Palace, but they've cleared everything except for the bosses. So those are just go mode clears. They would be go mode clears anyway. All right, let's see. Is there going to be a bow on Lizardbridge? The second
Moment
bow.
of truth. A key. 10 arrows. The compass. 100 rupees.
Going for Trinex.
Going for Trinex. Believe there is still one item in here, and this is the green pendant anyway, so it's the right decision to do this for sure. Even if there isn't an item left in here, but I think that there is.
Green pendant still should be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still possible. And there's still time, right? So, you know, we're
absolutely
looking at all the odds for everybody here. Dapper still has until Gray finishes just running to the back to kill Argus. I wonder if Dapper will go check Spike Cave while he's up here.
Ooh, man. He could. If nothing's here, he probably will. Down goes Trinex. Just another bottle. We do get the green pendant. The payoff delayed a little bit. Gray into Swamp Palace. Running to the back. Not going to stop for anything. He's in go mode. Dapper's still hunting for that bow. Left it in Misery Mire. Dapper fluting away. Not going to check Spike checks. Going to go straight to Saha. Will this be the other bow? That would be yet another lead change. Oh man, it's so close. This could come down to, if this is a bow here, it comes down to GT execution. And it's a full heart.
And I mean, Dapper, like, he's got so many options still because of Smith Chain being there.
Yeah.
He's got left side swamp still. He's going to do Spike Cave.
Spike Cave here. Yeah, which Gray has already done.
What a race. We're going to get.
Oh, man.
This is some good stuff.
Yeah. I think that Smith Chain is the obvious next play, I think, for Dapper. But, you know, he's got to, at that point, like, diving into a green dependent Turtle Rock and just coming up completely empty cannot feel good. He is got to be wondering, is like, oh man, did I skip this? Is it in left side swamp? Is it in mire? Like, you know, like I've been in this position more times than I'd like to admit, and it is really tough to keep your crap together in this kind of a situation. And with that Argus kill, Gray is going to take the lead officially. Dapper turning in the mushroom right away. Makes sense. Have to imagine that Smith Chain is close behind. Some frustration hammer thwomps there. Yep, and here's Smith Chain for Dapper. Gray headed to 5. Gonna finish off Helma and Armos.
I mean, there's still some hope for Dapper if Smith, basically the Smith needs to have the bow.
Yeah,
It's taking too long to get the purple chest.
Smiths, or if Smiths or Hammerpegs has a bow, we
Right.
have ourselves a race. Do you do Hammerpegs first in this situation?
I think I would have just done it right there.
Yeah.
Just scavenging for
I
something
might
after
have
doing TR.
thought about it. Yeah.
I don't think that's the right play. I would have done it. Like, you still go for get your density, because if it's not there, now you're like even worse off.
Well, I don't know. I think I do Hammerpegs because it's not that, like, you do Hammerpegs because if the bow is there, then you don't have to bother with the frog, you know? Just a piece of heart, though. With every second, Gray's lead grows.
You think Gray feels behind?
Absolutely, Gray feels behind. After last locationing those flippers, how can you not?
Especially where the bow was on the
Yeah.
way, essentially.
Yeah, bow was on the way. Dapper just skipped it. This is Dapper's last check, I think, before going back into either swamp or mire. Gray, you picked up you gotta use sword beams there, buddy. Just 20 bucks there
Oh,
on
man.
the purple chest. The rage slashes are real. Dapper's going back into mire. At least he makes this choice correct. Or make this choice. This choice is right. Goes back into mire rather than into swamp. Legendary Moon asks if there was their pet check. Yeah, we had a pet check pretty early. Book was early, and it is rupees. Dapper gonna get that bow. It's sitting in the lobby chest. We'll see if he ends up doing cutscene chest first. That would feel bad. Probably not at this point. Right? You don't do cutscene chest in this situation. Do everything else and then do
definitely
cutscene
the last
last.
ones first. Yep.
Yeah. Dapper having some trouble here in Mire 2. I always have trouble coming into Mire when I don't have full health. Because I know my sword beam strat feels really solid. But those other strats, if you don't execute them perfectly, you get off cycle, it can be really tricky.
Oh, going for the left side first. I mean, maybe grabbing this top one first and going back in, but
Well, he doesn't have any magic. Doesn't have enough magic to do cutscene chest, so
he doesn't have enough to get through the.
he's gonna have to burn his blue.
There is a big canister.
Yeah,
of magic south.
I might have gotten that one first. Gone down there and gotten the full thing. There's item 1. Okay, and so he'll get the bow next. It's here in the lobby chest. But is going to be a Helma and maybe a third of an Eastern Palace behind.
So he actually left without getting any items from Meyer. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he got no items from Meyer. We're gonna have to ask him about that. That's a choice. Strong choice, wrong choice, as they say.
I mean, like we were talking about, the pull to rock was strong in the seed, and
Yeah.
shocking there wasn't anything there.
Yeah, we talk about, bow and laser bridge so much. You had the early ice rod even. So is Dapper back in the lead? No, I would say Dapper is not back in the lead. This is Gray's lead to lose at this point.
Gray is up a pod clear, a Helmosaur clear, and about to be a Armos clear as well. So two dungeon bosses ahead, about to be able to go up to GT.
TR not required.
And I believe once we see Armos, we've seen the whole game except for GT.
We didn't see Mothula, but yeah,
Well, right, but there was no item. That's what I mean.
that's true. Oh yeah. No,
You can have
we
your
have
blue.
full
You can have your blue
cleared
pendant. It's fine. If you really wanted to see the blue pendant, you can have it. I'll let you mark that on your tracker if you'd like.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Man, I was gonna say, Gray was doing saying that to me earlier today in my chat as well. Clearly playing the expectations game, just saying, "Oh man, I'm gonna lose, and then comes out and is gonna, at least if nothing changes, is in line to pull out a victory here.
All right. Well, with that 7th crystal, it's time for everybody's favorite game, which I don't think we still don't have a bot yet, do we?
No bot. Bot's retired. But we can play the GT Big Key guessing game. Put a number between 1 and 22 in chat, and we'll go off of Gray's order, and if you correctly pick where the GT Big Key is going to be, you win. And what do you win? You win imaginary internet points, which are the most important things in the world. Jaws, what's your pick?
Tyler will come to your house and serenade you with no.
That is false. I will not do that.
18 is what I picked. 18, going deep this time.
I'm a number 9 man. 9, the most random of numbers. How many channel points for a serenade? You got to come. No league channel points. You got to come and get my channel points for that, Zero. I'm not giving away serenades for free here.
Multi-year subscription, Patreon highest level.
I did have a channel point reward for a little while, which was I will make up a song about you and sing it on stream. And then I always ended up for whatever reason, singing Copacabana for everybody. And so I was like, this is dumb. I'm not doing this anymore.
Speaking of other people's streams, don't forget to follow the racers.
Much better. Don't first. You all turned in, I'm sure, for my channel point rewards on my stream. But yeah, give these racers a follow. They put on a show for you here today.
All right, all bets are closed on the GT Big Key. Here we go. Going for the right side first, looks like.
Yep.
Classic Hope Room strat.
The classic Hope Room strat.
Now I like
Piece of heart number 1.
I like to keep going right if I get a key here.
There's the key.
Gray does
Gray
too.
doing the same thing. I'm a dark magician man, myself. But it's all on the margins. They're all fine.
Dapper having a little trouble. I gotta imagine it's just the feel bads of going through Turtle Rock and getting nothing. I'd be sweating a little bit too. I feel you.
Ooh. Enemies got in Gray's way a little bit. Gonna have to redo torches over here on the right side. I hope you like jingle sound effects, because we're gonna hear a bunch of them here. There you go. Yeah, Dapper clearly feeling the sloppiness a little bit. Gotta keep it together for the ends of these races. When you've made an error, doing that can be the really, really tricky. So there's your big key. That was number 4. Nobody guessed 4,
like
but closest is Legendary Moon with 6 GGs. You win the GT Big Key guessing game, and like I said, you win imaginary points. So good luck with that.
You have won your own tracker for home. You can download a tracker and use it yourself.
And a lifetime supply of randomizer receipts available online at ALTTPR.com or wherever fine randomizer receipts are sold. Which is just there.
And they're free.
Somebody asked if Dapper would YOLO Tile Room. And Zero saying that Dapper actually did that successfully to win a race earlier in the league. Which is pretty impressive. Maybe we'll earlier today. Holy crap. So not a league race. Hard to do that in a league race, I gotta say. Gray pulling out bombs here. Took a bunch of damage there in the spike room, in the Igor room here. Gonna visit the refill room. Makes sense. This is why I like to quick swap to Cape over there. And run back through that room. Does Gray have anything in bottles? That is a good question. I don't know. I think he has a blue. I don't think I'm pretty sure that he bought one, and I don't think I've seen him use it. Dapper had to use a blue that he bought in Meyer. But I think that Gray is good on potions. So I think he's got a blue and I believe a fairy as well. He definitely has a fairy because he picked up the bottle from Checkerboard Cave that had a fairy in it and hasn't needed it yet. Oh, and Dapper going left. Hope this is the Dark Magician play from him.
And of course, we can see everything because we're the audience here. When you're racing, you have no idea what your opponent's doing, and you're just playing your game and hoping that that your play is the right one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But be interested to talk to them both after the race is over. Just how they were feeling about right now, because they both got to be feeling really behind.
Yep. Dapper is doing the Dark Magician, mirroring out after the Stalfos room. Is going to get that. He's going to get the big key over here in Compass room. I think he has a blue. I might have picked up that little green potion, though. That little green decanter. Is Gray going to have enough for a fire rod shot, even with this? Yeah, a small... Oh, does he even have a green, too? There you go. All right, you're good. Crisis averted.
And it's much blissful experience now that you can't glitch out the tower. At least we don't.
Oh, so nice. Thanks to the devs for that one.
I definitely thank your local developer of ALTTPR for all the work they've done over the years.
Yeah.
We get to have this awesome game that keeps getting better. I mean, all things. Oh, go ahead.
Gray's looking for silvers here, clearly.
Yeah, all things being said, I mean, you've got Dapper starting to climb and Gray at the top. That's not really that far of a difference considering how many wild lead changes we had there.
Yeah, Dapper pretty much a TR behind at that point. I guess TR and Smith chain. That's really the difference here. Or you could just say one GT climb. That makes a lot more sense.
Really, if you could give like 2 or 3 different comparisons, then we can all figure it out.
Dapper is one Olympic-sized swimming pool behind.
With flippers or fake flippers?
Flippers. Greycorvid's lead is approximately the size of Belgium.
Excellent last cycle there with getting the 3 on from Gray's side.
Yeah, really good.
Great Aga 2 fight. This game it tests you. Not only you have to figure out the routing and do everything, but then at the end you got to have actual good fights against the 2 bosses of the game. It's a slog.
And Aga 3. Oh god, no. Agatu is a tough fight to do reliably and quickly. It very RNG dependent.
Yeah.
The lead is an infinite amount of Aga 3s.
So let's talk about this Ganon fight really quick. So no silver arrows means it's going to be a little longer fight. You got to get that torch glitch here to make it a little easier. No half magic. It's going to, Gray's going to have to get that torch glitch to be able to make it this easy. But these are both experienced runners. I don't think they'll have too much trouble.
Yeah,
also have gold sword.
Helps in the beginning for sure. Gonna have to spin to win though.
Now, how many Ganon fights in Olympic size swimming pool is Gray had?
9. All right, there's one spin. 12 to win it. Great, taking it slow. I'm gonna make sure that he gets these triples here from the bottom. To get triples, you want to light the torch just as Ganon is landing in his position, right there. If you can, missed it a little bit early. I did not see the silver sand, actually. I'm sorry. Jaws, did you happen to see that?
No, but it's got to be.
Got to be GT, yeah.
It's in the basement.
Yeah, it's got to be over in Random Room or behind Ice Marmos at this point.
Yeah, there's nowhere
we've
else.
We've seen everywhere else, yeah.
A couple more hits from Bob Ross to finish it off here.
There it is. Get your GGs in chat for greycorvid, who will be your winner in this race.
Just about a Ganon fight and a half apart. That's a pretty close race, considering how crazy that was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great comeback from Gray. He will finish in first place in this race with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 13 seconds. Dapper is going to forfeit shortly thereafter here, spoilers, but we are joined by greycorvid in the booth. Gray, GG's, buddy.
GG, thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
How behind did you feel the entire race?
I felt so damn behind after I last location those flippers.
Yeah.
Seriously behind after I last location those flippers.
Yeah. And then we're joined by DapperWormMan as well. GG ended up being a close race, tough loss for you.
Hey there, GG. Great job, Gray, getting that victory.
Thank you, Dapper. GG to you as well. Oh man, that was nuts.
Yeah,
Who
so
put
great.
The mitts in Swamp Palace, seriously.
Well, no, it's funny if you watch it back. Jaws says, "All right, so if you find the mitts here, what do? Do you bail?" And then Dapper opens the first chest and it's the mitts, and we're like, "Oh, well, let's see what he does." But turned out to be a really good race, and I got Gray, we asked you, how behind did you feel after last locationing those flippers? Did you mean to bail on the back of Skull Woods and flute away, or like did you mean to bail on the one item back there?
After I had dove Thieves Town, I was like, oh, this feels really bad now, because all the items were in the back. All the items were in the back of Thieves Town, and I was like, okay, I got one item on Skull Woods, pretty good chance, but I'm going to check the ped just in case. And if it is something, I'll dive back in. And it wasn't, so I was like, I'm just going to flute away. I'll just go to Pod. I'll go to Easter Palace. There must be a bow there, right? Or something.
Right?
Nope.
Yes.
Nothing.
There was nothing in
There was nothing.
probably 6 or 7 of these dungeons. There was just absolutely no progression whatsoever.
None. And so after I went back to Skull Woods and last location, those flippers, like, oh, I feel really bad. And then I went into Swamp Palace, got the mitts, and I'm like, I could bail out here, but no, I've already, like, I'm just going to commit to the left side, which was nothing and stuff. Then I felt really far behind. Then I just went to Ice Palace and then went to Mire. I'm just going to full clear Mire and hope.
Yeah, and that ended up being the difference. Dapper got that big key and like, you know what? There are only 2 items in here. I'm going to Godmire, and Dapper, take us through that decision.
Yeah. Obviously, I was feeling really bad. First of all, when I found those flippers, and I was like, for 20 minutes, I was just like, you should follow the flippers. You should go to swamp, but I did not. So I was obviously feeling behind getting bits. But then getting that hook shot in a mire shed, and then going into misery mire, and I was in basically bow mode. I just needed one of the bows, and there's 2 bows out in the world. So I figured if one of them's in mire, I might find the other one. I have going back to swamp immediately after this, so I know one could be in GT, which looks like it actually was, but
Yeah.
I figured with 2 bows I might run across silvers technically at some point, and I did not.
Yeah, and we actually got to see the entire game except for the basement of GT between the two of you. So appreciate the full value we got out of this race.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we had like a gentleman's agreement to just do all dungeons or something? And I did not say I would, but
no, we did not actually agree to it.
But Dapper did show us, unfortunately for him, the entirety of Turtle Rock looking for that bow, and we were Gray. You found that bow, I think, right as Dapper was like headed into while Dapper was in TR, I think is where you found that bow. And so we're like, all right, where is it? They got 4 chests on Laser Bridge. Here it comes. Here's Trinex. Here it comes. Here's the green pendant. Here it comes. And it just it never pays off. So a great race, back and forth the whole time. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So really fun.
Thank you very much.
It was amazing that Turtle Rock didn't have anything. I mean, all the pieces were in Sphere 1 or 2. Like Kane bombos off a magic bat. I mean, it was just off a sick kid.
Yeah, like the mitts, the only thing that we had access to TR except for the mitts. Once we were done with CAC, essentially. So really shocking. There was nothing there, but that's rando for you.
It is rando for you. Definitely.
Nothing in Eastern or Pod either. That felt really bad.
Yeah, that felt really bad for me because I dove both in there. It's like, oh, come on, there's a whole bunch of checks in here. There must be something. Nope.
Y'all were both over there.
The right side's like, nope. Okay, fine.
No, y'all were over there at approximately the same time.
Oh, were we? Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh man, this just keeps going and going, and there's nothing there. Ugh.
Yeah, I think I high-fived in Dark Base.
Oh, really? Okay.
Somewhere
Very
around
good.
there. So, quick question for you both. So, early on, Dapper, you jumped right into the water, did fake flipper checks with all that money, and Gray, you didn't. But you're both looking at Ice Rod Cave in that area. So, Dapper, start with you. What makes you go into the flippers that early like that?
I think just was trying to get some checks out of the way. I didn't really have any items that was like normally I'll do that if I have like a mushroom or something, so I can save and quit and go into like a save scum or something. But I think I just was like trying to put off the other South Shore stuff. That's why I went, just put that flute to my advantage, do a little unusual stuff, and see if I could find something big that would throw the route open. But there ended up being nothing there.
And Gray, what goes through your mind when you're thinking about whether to do the fake flipper there or not?
I was thinking it, but then the mountain was open for me at that point, and there's much more juicy stuff up there. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to run up there now. I can knock out Tower Hera while I'm up here and stuff like that. And I'm just going to do that instead, and I'll just maybe do flippers checks later, which I didn't do till I actually had the flippers.
The mirror was in like Mini Moldorm Cave, right?
Yeah. That ended up being a thing where Gray kind of did the more traditional route and did Mini Moldorm first, and then ran over to Ice Rod Cave. Dapper, you fluted over to 8 and started at Ice Rod Cave and did the water walk before doing the Dammer Mini Moldorm, and having the mirror, Gray, probably pushed you up the mountain.
It did push me up the mountain. Especially after dying in Mini Moldorm Cave, for heaven's sakes.
Hey, that happens. That's happened to me more times than I'd care to admit.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think I went up there immediately after Mini Moldorm Cave as well. I just did it a little bit later.
And then a similar routing differential you guys had later was when you could go in the Dark World. Dapper, you went into Skull Woods first, and Gray went to Thieves Town. Gray, what was going on with your thought process there?
I basically did Hype Cave over, And it's like, okay, I've cut off the bottom here, and so now I'll start at Thieves Town and work my way up and around. I was thinking. That was my thought, and especially when I went to Thieves Town, it's like, oh, all the dungeon items are in the front. That means everything's in the back. Great. Well, I guess I'm going to the back now. And just basically just full clear it, because I know all 4 items are in the back, which didn't really, I don't think, amounted to anything if I can remember properly. And then
No, the Quake medallion in there was the only thing of
Yeah.
potential value, and
Yeah.
didn't end up paying off.
didn't end up paying off. So then I thought I'll go north because I've already cut off the bottom, basically.
And Dapper, why did you head into Skull Woods first?
I had the cane, I had the fire rod, and I did not admit, so it's faster to go up to Skull Woods from there. And we had the mirror and flute. It was just like, if I find something, I, take that and go away. Like when I found flippers, I was immediately thinking swamp or ice, but I couldn't actually complete those dungeons, and Thieves Town was like sitting there, which is, I don't know if you saw me like sort of hesitate. I fluted and then like ran away from the bird. Turned out to be not a great call to full clear Thieves Town, but
A super defensible one though, right? Like Pendant Thieves Town is the bane of
Yeah.
many runners' existence. It's right there. It's 4 items. You're like, it's super easy.
but
I
those
just
4
do
items
it.
were all
Yeah.
in the
They
back.
were all garbage and in the back.
all
Yeah.
garbage.
I guess.
Well, that was really. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying, my thought was like, if I find something big, I just mirror and flute away, and I did find those flippers, and I did not mirror and flute away. So maybe next time I should listen to myself.
Yeah, well, and it was so interesting, and it's definitely worth watching this back for both of you, because just those routing decisions, Dapper, you got to see the pedestal before you went to Thieves Town, so you got an idea of whether you really needed to clear it at the back or not. And then,
Right.
we're Gray, you didn't know yet, so you kind of had to clear Thieves
I had
Town
to clear
anyway
it,
just
yeah.
to see. So, imagine different circumstances that can have a big weight on,
Oh, yeah.
on what you do.
Totally.
And then that as you mentioned before, checking the pedestal right before going into the back of Skull made you not go into the back of
On
Skull.
the back of Skull.
Yeah,
And I should have
so-
just committed to it. It's like, I'm here anyways. I should have just gone.
Early
forward.
fire rod locking
Yeah.
that bridge chest. That's a thing. So, all right, gents, thank you for a fantastic race. It's late for everybody, I understand. So GG's to both of you. Good luck to your teammates
thank you.
who have an upcoming race here.
Saturday
When
night.
is that? Zero, is that you? Maybe? I don't know. If
Yeah,
Zero's
it's,
gonna
Yeah,
unmute.
it's Zero and Hub.
Zero and Hub.
Saturday,
Awesome.
and I don't remember the exact time right now.
All right, so check that out a little bit later. So GG's to both of you once again. Thanks for a fantastic race.
Thank you very much, Jin Gigi. Again, Dapper, and good luck to you and your team for the rest of the matches.
GG's.
And we've got lots of league going on. This is only week 4. Week
It's
3.
not even
It's
week
only
4.
week 3.
Week-
I'm
week
just in the
3.
future. I live in the future, apparently.
Whoa,
Week 3. So next week we've got Pilot Spoiler, which
my
is where,
favorite week.
Oh, it's so good. Somebody gets to see all of the list of stuff and gets to direct somebody around, gets to pilot them around. So there's one runner and one pilot with a spoiler, and they work as a team to do that. Week
Best
after that, week 5 is Cross Keys. It's new
Worst
for this
week.
year.
It's back this year. It's
Tyler,
back
we know
this
how
year.
you feel.
It's back this year.
It's back. That's right. Back from a couple years ago. Kind of replaces the mystery. It's
Yeah.
a different kind of mystery. Then we've got just regular old open for week 6 and week 7. Swap, Inimizer, starting boots. Just completely mix things up and go nuts. So definitely check in with this channel and other channels. We got the Open League. We got the Invitational League. There's so much going on. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll stick with us.
If you want to watch some rando, there's some rando on. So Jaws, an absolute delight doing this race with you, my friend.
Always, man. Always.
Thank you to
Appreciate
Zero Nix, who is our tracker for the race, Kaysden for putting the restream together, and all the league admins who put together these channels and the whole thing. Just a fantastic time. My name is Tyler Salt. Thank you all for watching here tonight. Congrats to greycorvid and the Tipsy Tavern Toasters picking up those 3 points. We will see you next time on the ALTTPR League channel. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Go to bed. Drink some water. Have a great
Heck
one.
yeah.